Hello and welcome to a Foundry 42 Frankfurt studio-focused Star Citizen update. We had both an ATV and a monthly report drop at the same time, so I've combined the two here together with this overview, and we'll cover the other studios in a separate video over the weekend. There are 79 people currently working at the Foundry 42 Frankfurt office. The year starts off normally with them scheduling and planning stuff, so that's what they've been doing over January, but there was a lot of work going on there too. The VFX team contributed to the Coil, which is the place in the Odin system that we've seen in the Squadron 42 vertical slice, and they did the volumetric cloud tech there, and they've been doing R&D into how to create the interior series of pathways and spaces in the Coil, as well as exterior effects for the Slaver base on the moon Gainey, and bespoke various effects for the cinematic sequences. AI has made a lot of progress as well. They've refactored the cover movement transitions for the movement system to include better path analysis, allowing NPCs to know ahead of time what animation is likely to be needed at any given path, enabling much better transition smoothing for those animations. They've been updating spaceship behaviours with the AI ships now fully controlled by NPC crews, and they've also added various subsumption functionality across the AI systems. Lighting has improved various systems due to their work on the vertical slice. This should help improve the player experience. They've been finalising a legacy lighting conversion to volumetric fog technology and building lighting language for the modular truck stops, now known as rest stops, that will be replacing points of interest and Port Olisar in the future. Since rest stops won't always be hand-built, they need to build processes to automatically place lighting in an environment that feels believable, isn't too taxing on performance, and is bug-free. The weapons team have completed their first art pass for the F-55 LMG and the K-Hicks missile launcher, looking very much to seeing those in FPS, as well as ship weapons, the A&R laser cannons size 1 to 6 and the Gallison tactical gatlings size 1 to 3. They've also been blocking out new laser beam weapons size 4 to 6 and distortion repeaters size 1 to 3. Also, again with the FPS weapons actually, the initial rig was done for the Demeco light energy machine gun, and they block out completed for the Raiden heavy machine gun. They've also continued to improve tools and streamline the pipeline for a faster, more efficient work in the future. Cinematics have had a lot of work being done on the obviously vertical slice, and they pushed a lot of tech to make that happen. They scaled up the big dude, Vat Tagasa, and tweaked other actors and their animations for that vertical slice, hopefully improving Squadron 42's storytelling and getting more and more animations sorted. They made changes to lighting for story and mood purposes. They got the Gladius launch sequence with lots of the required new tech working for Squadron 42 as well. Obviously, you had all those guys running around telling the ship what to do, saying when you should boost your engines, having the cinematic cutscenes of the actual Gladius leaving the hangar. And talking about cutaway scenes, they've been working heavily on the cinematic cameras and those cutaway scenes so that they give us a more cool gameplay experience and more context to the narrative, if you so wish. Players will be able to skip out of a load of those cinematic cutscenes if they want, but they'll still be there while they're playing. And you can have conversations with NPCs and these major story events and still be able to move around. And in some situations, you'll be able to run off and break the conversation or cinematic entirely, I suppose. They also mentioned that a Spectrum show might be viewable in-game at some point, and they've been working on that too. The tech art team there is improving the FPS weapon pipeline with a new tool that allows for them to have a more efficient and better looking production of their items. More generally, they've been developing tools and systems to increase developer efficiency and performance. They continued developing the procedural tools to expedite processes like the procedural layout systems. They've also been doing a review of the Anvil Terrapin, which included a flight prep pass, and broke down all of the ships for the upcoming 3.1 release, and continued working through the ship bug backlog. The engine team there have been focused on improving performance and addressing issues for 3.0's live release, helping with various memory leaks and memory allocation issues that have been plaguing the patch. The team fixed several issues relating to how much data is collected in the crash database Sentry, so that they could see how many different clients are affected by a particular crash as well. They've also started work on a more accurate occlusion solution, which should look a lot better. Shader optimization Optimization work continued as well, including a rework of cloth variants, providing better overall consistency in game. The system design team worked on tightening up the mission givers, improving FPS combat AI, as well as helping make the game more alive, or at least feel more alive, with various other systems and improvements, as well as fixing the transition between walking and entering a usable animation, mission auto-completing in the editor, and NPCs staring too long at various points of interest. Currently in progress are several improvements to NPC behaviours and usables, as well as some additional tweaks to the conversation system and a cleanup of the player's HUD. Something else that many players may appreciate as well is that the team is looking at making sure that airlocks will open automatically when approached from the direction they are currently pressurized for. So no more waiting to open a door if you don't need to, basically. The build engineers, in conjunction with the Austin studio, have been reducing redundant variables and trying to improve the build process in general. They've also added an extra layer of bug checks for more riskier code updates. The environmental art team have been updating the planet tech and tools to give more diversity and control of palettes, colours, materials and shaders to improve the visual palette and quality in general. They've also continued work on the Lorville Hero Landing Zone that's on Hurston, and Hurston in general. It's going to be the planet's central hub there, Lorville, but we're going to probably see the Hurston Dynamics flagship store there at some point, and we did get to see some more of the vegetation and block out of the area in the ATV as well. Hurston's vegetation is cool because we get to see trees now. We have seen trees before, I suppose, in the 2016 CitizenCon demo, but this is more likely to be in our hands significantly sooner than Lear 3. Every month we have a giveaway for a ship. For February, it's a luxury 890 jump donated by our featured org Synchronizers. They are an org that plan to encompass all of the gameplay that Star Citizen has to offer. That said, they do oppose piracy and seek members to add to their mature family of both casual and more hardcore players, but there is no other restrictions on membership. Links below if you're interested in checking them out. They do have an active Discord and are active in Star Citizen now. All you need to do, however, to be in for a chance of winning that 890 jump is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my Star Citizen content during the month. Do you have any questions about Star Citizen, about the studio update from Frankfurt, about development of whatever, gameplay mechanics, anything, suggestions, videos, chuck them in the comments below. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. Links to Patreon as well as everything else we've talked about down below too. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as it really does help me, and I'll see you in the verse.